Has this ever happened to you?
For whoever does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother and sister and mother. Yeah. God, I thank you for this time in your word, Lord. Help me to live out this scripture, God. And I know that I need to be praying for, who was it? Pastor just said something about it. We've been talking about it all week. Who is it again? They needed, okay, I don't remember that. But God, I'm just thankful for all that you've given me in life.
If it has, then you need a prayer journal. A prayer journal is a great way to remember who it is or what it is you're supposed to be praying for, and it's a great way to memorize scripture as well. In this video, I will show you step by step how to make a prayer journal for the very first time and how to use it too. All you need is a pen and a journal, and then after that, you just follow along. If you're looking to strengthen your prayer life by being more intentional, this video is for you. All right, so over here with our prayer journal, all you need is a journal and a pen, just like I said. First things first, get yourself a journal that you like because you're going to be spending a lot of time with this. So maybe just get something that you like the cover art. I like this one. It's nice and simple, says what it is, has a cross on the bottom. I can differentiate it from all the rest of my journals. Now, getting into making it, the first thing that you need to do is you want to open it up to the very first page. This very first page is going to be your everyday prayers section. These are the prayers that you're going to pray every single day because you know that the scriptures explicitly say that, man, I need to be praying for this every single day. So one thing that the scriptures say in James chapter 1 is that we need to be praying for wisdom from God. It also says that we need to be praying for our missionaries, right? That the Lord of the harvest may send other people into the field. Maybe I want to see revival in my country and in my city, wherever I'm at. The scriptures also talk about praying for our government leaders, right? That we may be able to live peaceful lives as Christians. Whatever it is that you feel like you need to be praying for every single day, put them here in this page. Various temptations that you have to sin that you know that you can fall into really easy, some things that you really need to focus on yourself and you know that it's going to be a thing for you for the rest of your life, just put them right there. Another great thing that I always pray for is to know God's will. I'm always praying for God to direct me and show me the path that he wants me to go. So I'm always going to be praying for that every single day. Just fill this page up. And the next place that you want to go is actually turn to the very back of your scripture journal and count, I don't know, about 4 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, because this will give you space. If this expands right here, this is where you're going to put the people that you're praying for. So this is where you'd put people like your spouse or your parents or specifically your pastor. We should always be praying for our pastors, right? Maybe you're praying for someone who is sick right now and you're praying for God to do a miracle in their life. And a thing I like to do on this section of people that I'm praying for, I like to put tick marks right next to their name so I know how many times I've prayed for that person. And after a while of using this prayer journal, it just builds up and it just looks amazing. So it's going to look real messy, but I kind of like getting messy with it. So it's just going to be tally marks, tally marks, tally marks, tally marks, and I'll know that I've prayed for said person just so much. And the reason why we have all these extra pages back here is because oftentimes you're going to pray for a lot of different people. And I always like to space them out like this so that even if I do get through all of these pages right here, I can fill in spaces in between as well. Next thing that you want to do is you want to take another few pages or so, and this page is going to be your spiritual disciplines page. I always want to be praying to God to help me be more disciplined in my spiritual life. And so this is where I put those things. Say, I want to ask him to give me a heart to read the scriptures. I want God to help me to love his word more continually every single day. And I might even write down prayer here. Just ask God to help me to pray, be more consistent in it, help me to love it, right? I might write down things like generosity here. I want God to give me a heart that is generous in giving to those around me and to my church. Also, I feel like I always need help with memorizing scripture. I'm not too good at memorizing things, and so I certainly need God's blessing over my mind to be able to lock those scriptures into my brain. And now next, take about 5 more pages, and you need this many pages for a good reason here, because this is going to be your answered prayers page right here. The answered prayers page is a testimony of God's faithfulness in your life since you've been using this prayer journal. It is so encouraging to look back on all of the answered prayers. Say someone that you've been praying for who has been sick has been healed of their illness. Well, guess what? That's a prayer answered, and you can write it down here and look back at it. And that's why we took so many pages here, just because you're going to fill this thing up. So you have some sort of big win in life, just put it right here so that you can thank God for it later. If you're ever looking for things to be thankful for, to count your blessings, go to these answered prayer pages. Now, the very last section in our prayer journal that I have for you is to go back to the very front, and here's your everyday prayers page, so maybe give that a few, but then this is where you're going to start your weekly prayers. On your weekly prayers page, make sure that you date it. Today is the 13th of February, 2026. And that just makes it to where that you know what week that you're on if you spend a little bit of time away on your prayer journal. And it also makes it to where you can look back that year and see and remember what was going on in your life. These are the pages where you write down that week's brand new prayer requests, not the everyday things that you usually pray for, the spiritual disciplines that are always a thing in your life, but the things that may require temporary prayer, like an event that's coming up or a big day that you have, an interview, whatever it may be. This is also the page where you write down the verses that you're trying to memorize that week. Say I'm trying to memorize John 3:16. Now I write down John 3:16 here because there's something about memorizing scripture and writing it down that really makes it sear itself into your memory. And then I also use those tick marks right here to see how many times I've said it out loud, how many times I've successfully been able to say it without looking at the verse as well. And from there, you just go week by week and fill up those weekly pages, shifting it. Maybe if you find week after week you have to pray for the same thing, well, maybe that goes into the everyday pages, or maybe that goes into the people that I'm praying for pages. The big thing is this prayer journal is yours, so you can put whatever kind of sections in here that you want, whatever kind of pages that you want, but these are just some suggestions to get you started. Now, I want to wish everybody God's blessings over their prayer journal journey, and I just want to say thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. If you want to watch another video of mine about ways that you can boost your prayer life, a ton of different ways, it should be on the screen right now. See you guys next time.